Right, here we go. I've tried to arrange my tripod so that I could paint on quite a shallow angle instead of the 80 to 90 degrees that I usually paint at, with the water flooding down all the time. I want a bit of a run, but we'll see how we go. I've not, or nobody's come up yet with a cheap way of attaching a boom to my tripod, so I can mount my camera in front of my head, just over, so I can look directly down. But this, we'll see how we go with this. I'm going to wet the paper all over. I'm going to do a tumbling stream, an autumny stream. See, normally at this point the water will be running down the board. But as it is, it's more or less staying right where I put it. Well, the water's not particularly clean, but it doesn't really matter. So I'll put a bit of a raw sienna wash over it, over the whole lot, and a bit of alizarin as well. Autumny colours. Got to be careful now that I don't splash water all over this, because my water, well, let's move my water jug a little bit. I'll try not to jog the tripod. Right, now we'll go in with a bit of a grey, cloudy sort of sky. So I'll use a bit of alizarin, a bit of Payne's grey. And I won't do anything in the water yet. Now this will expand, so I'm going to be a bit careful here. No, it's not going to work like that. The paper expands, but I've not got this in an easy way to stretch and reclip, but we'll do our best. Okay, now we'll put in a bit of a alizarin and Payne's grey background. I want a fairly simple arrangement here with the colours. Not quite a tone study, but I'll just put in some darker down at the bottom here. Right, so the paint is more or less staying where I'm putting it. I might even have used a bit too much water on the basic wash. But the clouds don't merge downwards into each other, they stay more or less where they're put. So I'm going to put in some, well, I'm going to clean my palette. There it is, lemon yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey. I'm going to try not to use the burnt sienna, although I do like it very much. So, some dark reddy brown, because it's autumn, using some light red. You could always darken this by adding a little bit of Payne's grey to it. I want it stronger than that. So, and then we just work our way round a bit of lemon yellow in as well. Plenty of autumn colours. Bit of raw sienna in as well, in the mix. Okay. I'm going to etch into some of this. Then some nice dark reddy browns. The paint's drying now. I'll dry brush over some of this when it's drier, actually drier. We'll just, I mean, it's a bit of a sort of field here by the stream, by the rocky stream. Let's get some darker shadow in here. Right, let's just lift out some. Now, a little goes a long way with this sort of thing, scraping out. And we'll just put a bit more detail, just with the corner of the hake. And we can add some darker notes when it dries. Right, let's go to the other side now. That's not gone quite right, is it? So I'll take the colours into that just to. I'll just go. I'll put in a little bit of rocky stuff in there as well. Just add some, this is a rocky stream, so we can just right, let's get some over the other side now. I will. And now we're drying quite a lot now. Just get some shadow underneath these trees here. Could be a nice lot of red mixed with burnt umber and a bit of Payne's grey in with the red and the browns. Good to get some darks in here. Right. I had an evening last night on my own. My wife was out cuddling the kitten, watching Patrick lay greaves. I really like some of the effects he gets in his watercolours. Right, now we'll put in a bit of light stuff in here just to contrast with I'll leave some white, but I want to put in some rocks and get some nice dark in there. So I've got to take out some rocks in this. Bit of lemon yellow in there as well. Some greens mixed in with the reds. Oh, I'm having fun now. I've got this propped up on a kitchen roll middle tube. I'll put the rocks in a minute. Let's just put a bit of beach over here. Well, I am quite enjoying the the angle of this board, but it has its other drawbacks. Now I need to just I need so much space. Oh, I'm just going to pull that flap out, and the one here. Are you still with me? This is not ideal, I must say. So if anybody's got any ideas, right, okay, let's carry on. Going to put in some sort of rock here. Right. My phone. Right, let's just get a bit of dark in that underneath here. Hope that sort of disappears into the mud. My paint is very, very thick now. I'm using a Ron Ranson, well, sort of a compromise. I love what he does. but I like to use my palette and not waste my paint when it gets dry, so I keep it moist. And now with all the water that I've got on it, it's going great. Right, let's put in some. Okay, we'll put a few more rocks and some grasses. Right, okay, that'll do. I want to put in a bit more dark under here, some sort of dry brush. Now that's taking a bit of dark, bit of right. Okay, now just reinstate my flicks. Okay. Clean my brush. I'm going to give this a dry now. I'm reasonably happy with the foreground here. Let's just can put in a few. A few scrapings. I'll do some rigger work on this, but I want to dry it off. So take your headphones off. Well, not quite. Let's just put in a bit of a. I forgot to put a rock in. I want to put a few rocks, some rocks in the water. Some more, so you'll get the tumbling effect. So let's just. That'll do. Right. Before that dries, let's just scrape out the light. Right, now we can get some sort of effect, well maybe a little bit more. Right, that's not too obvious. Right, okay, dry. Now we've got to lose the intensity of these rocks. So we're going to put in some alizarin, so sky mixture really, the Payne's Grey and a bit of the alizarin. And we'll just use a tester really, and that'll do. And just reflect a bit of warm in there from the palette colours. Some darker. Well, that's lost quite a bit of it. Let's do some detail now. I think I've not got quite enough contrast in this area here, or these areas, but I might use a bit of gouache because I've lost some of my nice, arguably nice lift outs. Okay. Right, just do some on the other side here. Right, I'll get my whites. No, I just keep bits of white gouache in a little plastic pot. So I keep it away from the main palette. Just reinstate some of these bits of detail in the trunks. going to the cinema this afternoon to see Suffragettes. Sounds a bundle of laughs, doesn't it? Alright, let's just put in some lights back in the forest floor. Right, I'm going to let that go. It's what I had in mind. I've got a bit of distance. I'll put a couple of birds in. Right, sign it. I'll put a mount in and then see if I can arrange the camera. Do you all want a figure to add some scale? No. Right, let's put the mount on it, and then I'll see if I can angle the camera. Now I don't want the blue mount, I like my ivory mount on these colours. I don't know what that is. I'll have to get another bird. But, hold on. Oh, I put my finger in the lemon yellow. Right, let's bring the camera around, just get it more or less overhead if I can. Oh, well there we are. So another tumbling autumn stream. Let's see if I can just angle it a bit better. Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, well I hope you enjoyed that. Have a go at these things. Make up your own scenes. I should probably do another made up scene. This has gone a little bit muddy. I think I should have kept the Payne's Grey out of that mix, but it's quite a limited palette. So it's just a tumbling stream in autumn. I'll find another title for it. I've scratched out some grasses here and the trunks of the trees, but I put some back with a bit of touch of gouache. Well, I try to do my water as quickly as I can and then don't fuss it. Just let it go, but leave some lighter areas. But I needed to put darker water in to counteract the intensity of the rocks, the shadows on the rocks, on the shallow side of the rocks. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Bye bye.